Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to do this presentation with you on how to get kids to breathe with us. I think we underestimate the power of a simple breath often, and this is going to be a wonderfully calming presentation that we can go through together. So, the first slide is just a little bit about me. And while I give you some information on me, I would love for you to just take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. I'm a registered and accredited psychotherapist. I've been in the field of neurodiversity now for 20 years. I write articles, I'm busy with my PhD, and I'm the co founder of ClimbRx. I was diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety in my 30s. And this is really when I saw what a difference it makes for me in my own life to focus on breath work and just taking breathing a little bit more seriously. So I started breath work in 2020 only, and it has decreased my anxiety tremendously. It's also helped me with my self confidence, my self belief. So I really do hope that this could be the same for you and your child. So let's just go into an introduction. Why is deep breathing so important? It really helps our children with their emotions and managing their stress. There are some simple techniques that can calm both their minds and their bodies. This presentation is going to cover the benefits of deep breathing. It's also going to cover self-regulation support strategies. It's going to cover some teaching you some strategies that you can implement with your child, and then also some fun breathing activities that we can go through. So why is it effective for self-regulation? Emotional distress triggers the sympathetic nervous system, and that includes faster breathing, our heart starts racing, and some other physical symptoms like we feel like we've got knots in our stomach, which isn't a nice feeling. And deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation. So, in contrast, the emotional distress triggers the sympathetic nervous system, which increases those fast heart rates and the breathing and the physical symptoms. And then when we focus on the parasympathetic nervous system, that's when we feel a little bit more relaxed. So calming the body also calms the mind, which is great to know. So the benefits of deep breathing, according to a Harvard study, is that it lowers heart rate and blood pressure. It reduces cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and it regulates body temperature, which is always great because when I'm feeling stressed, I feel quite cold. And when I take a few deep breaths, I immediately start feeling a little bit warmer. It also slows down breathing, which is great for us so we can make better decisions. If we look at the steps to practice deep breathing correctly, we need to inhale slowly through the nose until our lungs are completely full. So we can try that right now, where we just take a deep breath through our nose. We're engaging the stomach so we feel it expand. We can place our hand on our stomachs to make it a little bit easier for us to practice this part. And then we're going to exhale gently through the mouth, releasing all the air that we just inhaled. So we're just going to go slowly so that our stomachs are completely flat again. We're just going to do one more of these. So please, if you want, just join me. Breathing in through our nose slowly, expanding our bellies. And then exhaling through our mouth. And I already feel a bit calmer doing this presentation with you. So that has definitely helped me. There are some tips for teaching deep breathing to our kids. We have to model the behavior. We have to demonstrate deep breathing ourselves. So when we're in front of our kids, we can say, oh, I just need to take a deep breath here because I'm feeling slightly frustrated or a little bit overwhelmed. We can use visual aids, so we can use posters, videos, or visual tools to just kind of show them and remind them that it's a good idea to take a deep breath when we're feeling a bit stressed. We can practice during calm moments because that is easier to learn when we're than when we're dysregulated. So we practice deep breathing maybe before we go to bed, and then we can remind our kids when they're feeling a bit dysregulated to go back into those deep breaths. We can incorporate it into our daily routine, so into our morning routine. So maybe the first thing we do in the mornings is take a few deep breaths together as a family before meals, just so that we can settle into our body again, and then at bedtime too. And we can make it fun, right? So we can use playful exercises and scenarios, which we'll get to a little bit later in this presentation. We can use positive reinforcement. We can praise our children's efforts to build confidence. We can let them know that's an amazing idea to take a few deep breaths. I'm going to join you, so that we're kind of co regulating with our kids in that moment. Daily deep breathing practice suggestions could include morning, like I said, focus for the day. So, where we can say, okay, let's focus on one thing. Maybe we're going to have a good time with our friends at school, and we're going to just take a few deep breaths, visualizing that. We can also do this after school, where we transition to relaxation. Maybe after school, we ask our kids if they just need to take a few deep breaths before they go into play mode, just so that they can get their bellies and their bodies ready for play mode. Maybe before meals, so promoting mindfulness. We're going to be taking a few deep breaths, just so that we can concentrate on what are we eating? How does this taste? Is it better than before? Is it the same? Do we like the ingredients? Do we want to change the ingredients? And also during transition. So to reduce stress, we can say, look, we know you really like playing this game, but we're going to go to the grocery store. So let's take a few deep breaths, just so that we can prepare ourselves for this transition. And then during bedtime routine, to create a calming sleep routine. This always helps me to fall asleep a little bit faster if I take a few deep breaths and I concentrate on muscle relaxation. And then we can gradually encourage practice during mildly stressful situations. So that could be the start for us. And then we start doing it more when we're feeling a bit more stressed. So here are some fun deep breathing activities for us and our kids that we can do. And we've got handouts, like you can see here on the side, that you can print and go through with your child. So just to give you an idea of these handouts, I'll just go through one or two. The first one is the 5-finger breathing, where we trace our fingers and we breathe in through our nose when we go up, and out through our mouths when we go down, and we breathing and we're tracing down our finger. And then in again and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Very good. There are some more activities here, but I will let you choose which one you want to try out with your child, and then you can print those and ask them if they want to join you. There are even some more activities here. So pinball breathing, where you can spin a pinwheel, pinwheel breathing, where you can spin a pinwheel with gentle breaths. I mean, that could be nice and sensory too for you and your child. You can blow some bubbles with them slowly and steadily, seeing who can blow the biggest bubble. Some straw breathing, so moving small objects across the table by blowing through a straw, like cotton. You can do some cotton balls and then just kind of move them over the table. Some feather breathing, keeping a feather in the air with controlled breaths. That's a really fun activity too. And then the role of co-regulation in deep breathing. We touched on this a little bit earlier, but co-regulation defined is adults helping our child to calm down together as co-partners. So why it's important, younger children may lack self-soothing skills, and we're helping them to show them that we're there with them in the moment, and we can support each other to get through this moment. So it also provides a behavioral model and a sense of safety for our children. It strengthens our bond with our child, and it encourages emotional connection. So when we see our child is feeling a little bit overwhelmed, we can ask them if they want to co-regulate or breathe with us. So we don't have to use the word co-regulation, but we can just sit with them and say, look, when I feel a bit down or overwhelmed, I just do the 5 finger breaths. And you can just do it with them or by yourself, and maybe they want to join you. There's so much power in co-regulating with our children. So why do we practice when kids are calm? It's for skill building, so dysregulated brains can't learn effectively. Not every moment is a teachable moment. So there's also no pressure for our kids, so children focus better without emotional distractions. Muscle memory kicks in, so once they are feeling a little bit more stress, then they go back to those practice sessions and they will start breathing deeper more automatically. And it's also a confidence boost. It prepares our kids for stressful situations in the future, which is great. And then this has been wonderful. So just to, in conclusion, I just want to just touch on a few points that deep breathing builds self-regulation and emotional resilience, which is something that we all want for our kids. Creative exercises and supportive co-regulation help children master the skills. So the more practice they get, the better. And when they're in calm situations, of course. And like I said, consistent practice empowers children to navigate challenges calmly. And then I just want to end on this note, where ClimbRx is your go-to source for everything sensory. So make sure that you engage with the community. It's a lovely place to share and learn from one another, and also co-regulate. So find your tribe, find the people that get you and your children, and just welcome to our very inclusive, neuro-affirming community. I hope to see more of you. Thank you for being here.